The following is a presentation of TFNN. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Every trading day, live at 10 a.m. Eastern. Call now, toll free at 877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Now, Tom and Tommy O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. We have the Dow Industrials up 472, Nasdaq's up 119, S&P's up 47, gold contract up 880, trading 1888 an ounce. You get silver up 27 cents, $23.92 an ounce. Light sweet crude flat, $35.97 a barrel. Notes and bonds. 10-year note right now up 4 ticks, 138.11. The 30-year is up 9 at 172.24. And King Dollar. King Dollar's up 87 ticks, trading 94.125. Euros at 116.37. Yen is at 104.83. And the British pound's at 129 to 1 U.S. dollar. Tom O'Brien, you ready for this week?
I better be ready. It's here, no matter what.
It's here, baby. It's here. Just give me 1 second, folks. I want to see if I can get these charts back up for you. We have a little glitch here.
Okay.
And looks like I'm not going to be able to do this until the break. Anyway.
You got you.
You got me?
You.
Okay,
Yep.
cool. Okay, great.
There you go. We got your Bloomberg. Blow it up. Perfect. We're there.
Okay, perfect. So, volatility is already starting, right? No doubt about
That's
that,
right.
man.
Hey, how about did you take a peek at the futures last night or early this morning? I sure did, man. I said, where are they going to open last night, man? And they opened within 2 points of where we were.
Trade is paradise, man.
It just a huge run up, man. I peeked my eyes open at about 5:30 this morning, and that was almost at the highs too.
Yeah.
So it was like, whoa, man, we are in a big way higher, literally right at the highs. The highs were 5:55 a.m. this morning of 33.22.
Right.
But quite a pop we just got in the last 20, 25 minutes too.
Yeah. And now, folks, I totally understand why we should understand numbers and all this too, okay? Meaning a fundamental view. But it's like, okay, so you look at this, they're shutting down Europe, right? And just the opposite happens even in Europe, meaning Europe went up, folks, last night, okay?
Yeah.
So, it's definitely something. If you're scratching your head, okay, guess what? Everyone's going to be scratching their heads on this deal. There's no doubt. It's like, okay, if that many companies are shutting down, okay, why is the market running higher like this? So.
Yeah, I mean, the one argument, right, could be just a reprieve of kind of the last 2 weeks or whatever it is. I mean, we were just at 35.26 October 13th, right? And then you come in 3,200 and change.
No doubt. And then it could be that, okay, it's not going to be a contested election. I mean, it was so cool about this week. All those things are in play. There's no doubt about it.
Are, man.
I believe what they did, and we got to find out, Tommy, I believe that they upped. Let me see this. I can do this right now. I believe they upped all the margin requirements in a monster way, folks. And I'm trying
Interesting.
Let me just see this for a second, because 13. No, they haven't done it yet. Okay, I got to look at this then. We gotta hunt this, because I could see why they would in a second. Do you know what I'm saying? Because if you remember the last election, folks, the bottom line is that we went limit down then limit up in the marketplace. Okay, so intra limit down and limit up. The bottom line is that those broker dealers need more money to cover those types of fast moves. There's no two ways about that.
And I think they'd worry about, right, if you start having to sell, it's self-fulfilling, and that's what you don't want, as in you just creep into this area that you have a lot of forced sells, and then you have a lot of forced sells that bring the market down further where there's more forced sells, right? And that's
That's all about those computers, man, okay? Yeah. They don't have a soul. They don't have a mind. They have numbers and saying, which way is this momentum going? I'm going to keep going until the momentum changes, and that's it. You know what I've always wondered, and this is so hard to figure out, folks, okay, that, like, let's picture you get momentum that's going up, and the computers go up, and then, like, what changes it? And then, like, when it goes down, 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 it's like, you know what I mean? Really? Like, it's like, okay, so we know that there's different dynamics that change it, but, man, it's got to be so hard to change both ways in particular. Do you know what I mean? It really does.
What tips the scales? Right?
Yes.
No, I agree, man. You know, your question made me think of this morning. I was thinking about, so you got both candidates, I think, in Pennsylvania today. Pennsylvania last election was decided by 46,000 votes.
Yeah.
I was reading a lot about Pennsylvania today, just in the headlines. Philadelphia already saying it may take them a couple days to count the ballots there. And Pennsylvania, one of the states that they don't start counting at least most of their ballots until election day. So that's all in play with that state. But I said to myself, right, man, the war room and, war room to just politics. Sure. The planning, the game theory planning, right, of your best probability of you have all these states in play, and you say, where's my time most valuable, right? It's like, right. Where's those discussions would be so cool to me because there's just so many variables in play when you're running an election like that. Hillary took a lot of heat, rightfully so, man, because she didn't show up to, like, some states that she thought was in the bag.
For granted, right.
It didn't even happen, right? Now you have Biden and Trump both, as the political map changes, but those decisions and probabilities in play are just remarkable, man. But it all comes to roost tomorrow. We find out the reality of everything.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And you know what's so cool, folks, is that there's plenty of all of us, I'd say, are learning so much. Young people are really learning about the Electoral College and how you have the United States and why is the United States. Every state is an individual. And so there's going to be a lot of lessons learned in general of how our government works, too. And I think for the younger people, it's really hard to comprehend, well, why would the states have rights like this? Because what happens, folks, is that every state has the right as to how to run an election. That's the bottom line. That's what these fights are all about in the courtrooms right now.
Sure. Right.
The Fed has never got involved in this, by the way, okay? The only time they got involved, they did get involved with the hanging chads in Florida in 2000. Bottom line is that the states have their rights, the Fed has their rights. If you look back, of course, the federal government has got much stronger on a continual basis, and I suspect...
And I think it all comes down, I was just going to say, I think, the Supreme Court comes down when it's just the decision of everybody's constitutional right being protected, right, in terms of process, representation, and so forth. More so. That's what it's supposed to be, I believe.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
Yeah. 877-927-6648. Let's go inside the NDX 100, the strength versus the weakness in here. Right now, you got IDEX Pharmaceutical up 4.5%, Tesla's up 4%, you got Align Technology up 3.6%, and you got Lam Research up 3.4%. Taken away from it, NetEase is down 1.6%, you got BioMolin off 1.5%. INCY is down 1.4. And how about, folks, Jack Ma, our bottom line is, of course, he was the founder of Alibaba, founder of Ant Financial, bottom line, going to be the biggest IPO ever. And in Hong Kong, folks, right now in the black market, Ant Financial's already trading 50% over the price. Okay, so this is going to be pretty wild watching this thing shake out. Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. We have the Dow. Dow Industrials right now are up about 441. You get the Nasdaq up 145. S&Ps are up 48. We'll come right back.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Dow up even. It was 500. Now it's 507. Nasdaq's up 147. S&Ps are up 53. That being said, folks, let me show you something here. We've been talking about the ABC structures down inside the NDX 100. Well, you got even a bigger one now. So this is going to get really wild. So your projection on this is $252. We had a project. We had 3 separate ones so far. 262. Was the lowest one at this point. We hit 267.07 on Friday. But we did it on Friday. We broke a B point of another. Bottom line, ABC structure down. So this is going to be wild watching this shake out. And where I'm going with this is that what we did do is that you had the Dow also break its September swing lows, man. You're above it right now, but the bottom line, we broke it. So how we go higher today will be important, meaning do we get volume behind the move, or do you got a contraction of volume? And we're going to see this baby up, down, and around many times in the next 48 hours. Your mic's not on, Tommy.
Thank you. I was going to say it would be remarkable if we just took off out of the gates, and overnight trading coming into Monday, and the election goes off without a hitch, and the markets go higher.
And never look back. Yeah,
that's it, right?
Yeah.
It's possible, man.
Oh yeah.
And it's especially possible because we just got a pullback that's fairly identical to that first pullback.
It is.
Of 35.87 down to 3,200. We almost make it back up there. We're back below it again. We're oscillating around where we were prior to the COVID highs, and we're kind of bouncing off of basically flat for the calendar year. So pretty critical levels there when you put it on a chart. I mean, that bounce is literally flat for the year.
Right. Right. Yeah, there's no doubt, man. There's no doubt. Let's take a look at some of the higher volume equities, and we'll see whether we get any juice in this market today. Apple's up $1.14, Microsoft $2, Visa's up $4.69. That's a good hit on Visa. Boeing's up $2. Nike's up $3.71. Salesforce up $5.81. Look at this. This is pretty impressive, folks. If you're watching Tiger TV, these are higher volume stocks, and there's not one in the red. Man, you gotta love markets, man.
Seriously, right?
It's pretty wild. There's no doubt about that, man.
There's a lot of
and well, you know, we got window dressing too. I mean, that's the bottom line. It's November 2nd, right? So all this bread got wired into the markets over, you know, probably this morning, probably over the weekend.
We would have so much going on anyway, right? Take out the election, even take out COVID, and this would be a very big week, man. We get non-farm payrolls on Friday. We're going to get the weekly jobless claims on Thursday. It's a big week of earnings, as is the last week, and then you have an election, and then you have COVID cases spiking across the globe.
All right.
Just to mention Uber and Lyft, some of the companies, so they're up today as well. With the market, but Uber up like 4.4. It'll be interesting, man. There's some companies in particular with more on the line than others, and Uber and Lyft in California especially, how those employees get designated, that may shape the future of their industry, at least in that the biggest state in the union, man.
Can you just say that again, Tom? California. This is about California, right?
It's about California. They have a ballot up there to the voters over how their employees are designated, contract workers or employees, over the ability for them to do that.
Right.
So, you know, if at a minimum, if they're designated as employees, they're going to have to shift their business model dramatically, they said, if not stop doing business for at least a period of time until they swing things around.
Yeah, exactly. And they're not going away, folks, okay? When you think about the amount of lives that they've already saved, I mean, that's what I'd be arguing with those people in a big way, between drinking and driving and everything else. I mean, people are used to it now. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, you keep it inexpensive. You know, they get a lot of different arguments they can do.
And you know what they're going to do eventually is that they're not going to need drivers, man. So this is an obstacle, and it might be 10 or 20 years, but 10 or 20 years, when you think about, you know, the jump from then running a company that doesn't have drivers, it's not a long time, actually, if you think about a world with driverless vehicles and how much that changes
I can
everything.
picture people walking across the street. Do we get a driver or not a driver when you're walking across the street?
Right.
I mean, it's going to be a little hard to get used to, right? I mean, it's like...
I agree, man. But that, you know, you look where we were in the year 2000 and the year 2020. We were just coming into using computers and I was in the middle of college, they're getting used, but compared to today, man, everybody's got a cell phone. I think I got a cell phone like 20 years ago. I didn't even have a cell phone. I didn't have a cell phone in high school, man. I got one at one point in college. So it's remarkable to think, right? I didn't even have a cell phone 20 years ago.
There's no doubt. Okay, so picture
How did I survive? No, go ahead.
No, this is no doubt. And I remember, and this is so crazy, folks, okay, before Google, Mark Andreas, what was his company called? Because
the name rings a bell, but
he's a big, he made it anyway, but Google took him out in a big way. He had a company, and I was, the day it went public, I was trading, and I was up in New York, and I was on a trading floor, actually. So this was probably 1993, and it was a big deal. But that was at the very beginning. That was even before Google. That's what's so crazy about this. Do you know what I mean? Before Google was public. Netscape. Thank you, man. It was Netscape.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And Google just ate him lock, stock, and barrel, man. But when Netscape went public, that was a monster deal.
I think Microsoft ate them too, didn't they? It was because it was Netscape Navigator, and then Microsoft just came up with Internet Explorer.
Yeah, maybe it was Microsoft that ate them, but I just remember in general, it's like, wow, man, this is unbelievable.
Oh, the world changed overnight, and then Microsoft
first.
got antitrust suits because of it.
Right.
But guess what?
Right.
Bill Gates is still almost the richest man in the world.
Yeah,
So.
and Andreas he's right up there too, which is amazing.
Okay.
I remember when it happened, I said, oh, this poor kid, man, you know, he just got eaten alive. But when you look at a lot of these IPOs that are coming out, he's still behind these tech IPOs in a big way. So
you'd say 20 years is a long time, and it is, but when you think about how fast things change, man, and their driverless cars are already out there. You just got to get the public acceptance of something, you know, the trust level of a computer in the days of so many hackings and how that prevents. That's a big hurdle, I think. That's the biggest.
It is a big hurdle. It is a big hurdle. Let's go take a look at the gold market. So we had last week, folks, as said, gold as well as gold equities. They got hammered. That being said, they both came into their September as well as their July, well, the September swing lows as well as the July breakout areas, and they rejected both of them. So I expect, no matter what happens with this election, that gold's going to be going higher, man. And, we'll see. If we look at this gold contract right now, you're going to see it's coming right up to the trend line again, meaning the downtrend line, So this is going to be a week, man. There's no doubt. I mean, this has been trending lower, since the August highs. And you can see this line that I just set up from the August 18th high. Bottom line, last time we get up to there, our famous Bud Rolf's bottom line couldn't make it through that downtrend, man.
Yep.
And it's just crazy that just like hit it right on the number. Like it's like
those
really?
are perfect, totally.
I know, man. It's like okay, pull back down, but it rejected lower price. So now the bottom line is that higher price coming at us, and the dollar. So the dollar out here was having a hard time holding price this morning, also. It looks to me like the dollar's going to fail again. It's 93.991 is the number, folks, and we're over it right now. We're at 94.111. But if you go over to the euro, I mean, the European countries are in a mess. And, thus far, this 116.12 basically is held. Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I come right back.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get them, folks.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow is up 490, Nasdaq's up 127, S&Ps are up 49. And so the bottom line, it was going to be interesting here, too, Tom, when we talk and folks in the election, is that, Florida had the Chad deal in 2000. That being said, in the state of Florida, we have this together election really well. I mean, the primaries that were just done, they announced it literally a minute after the polls closed, folks.
Pretty cool, yeah.
Because it's a different situation. Like, every vote that has come in already gets counted. And then we had early voting, that gets counted. So all they're counting is the votes of that tabulation that day, which is pretty cool.
And they're counting those the moment they probably come in, right?
Yes.
You know, in terms of their process, so they get the running total.
Right.
They hit the upload button or whatever they're doing.
Maybe these other states that, maybe they'll change their things after this. It's going to be interesting. But so if we run this down, what are some of the states, Tommy, that are going to take a little bit longer?
Yeah, so of all the swing states, right, and they're all important, it looks like Florida and Georgia could be coming on the early side in terms of getting the election results. President Trump would basically need those in any of the reasonable scenarios playing out. Anything, of course, can happen. But when you get into the states that are definitely swing states, and the thing that's going to happen, right, is that some states, like you said, they start counting ballots the day of the election. So Michigan, one of the biggest ones out there. Absentee ballots will start being processed in some jurisdictions today, but the vast majority will not begin processing ballots until Election Day at 7 a.m., and then they accept them, of course, until 8 p.m. on Election Day. So Michigan's a big one. Minnesota's a swing state, but they process them upon receipt. A lot of states do. And I'm going to highlight the ones that stick out. Pennsylvania, as I mentioned, both candidates in Pennsylvania today start processing on Election Day at 7 a.m. You already have Philadelphia executives, officials, saying it may take them several days. They said more than 400,000 mail-in ballots, the most populous county in the state of Pennsylvania, received so far. In Philly, the Commonwealth's most populous county, 3/4 registered Democrats. So, of course, becoming political here. Pennsylvania was only won by 44,000 votes last election cycle, and you have 400,000 votes sitting there already waiting to be counted in that county. So Pennsylvania will be a big one. And then Wisconsin, going to be a big one as well. Officials can start to verify that you're on the voter roll. They look at the signature because that's all on the outside of the envelope, but they actually open it and process it Election Day. So Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania are the ones that, if it becomes close, man, they may take an extra day or two to do that. Now, I was jumping around to kind of figure out some other cool facts, just keeping around. There's so much going on, right? You just want a general idea of what's in play, what's the volatility. And so for most plausible scenarios, he would either need President Trump, this is, to win Pennsylvania and Florida for sure. With those, and this is just it's interesting how this all plays out. With those two states in his pocket, and this is a Forbes article out there from today, Trump could lose Michigan and Wisconsin and win, but he'd need to sweep the Sun Belt. Okay, so he's got to have Pennsylvania and Florida, all right? But then he could sweep the Sun Belt in terms of Texas, Georgia, North Carolina, and Arizona, and he'd win 280 to 258. Now, here's the crazy thing that I just went down the rabbit hole in the last, 15 minutes when I was going to talk about it.
Yeah.
In that scenario, if he loses just Arizona, okay? Yeah. So we talked about it. It's an electoral tie. God forbid that happens. Exactly. And for the crazy scenario to just go completely off the deep end, because it's possible, man. That's how things work. If that happens, it goes to the House, but it goes to the House in a completely different manner, and then it goes to the House for the presidency. It goes to the Senate for the vice presidency. But it's a different kind of voting. In the House, each state has only one vote for president, and a presidential candidate needs 26 states to win. Hopefully that doesn't play out. And the new thing is that actually points to the next congressional delegation. So it would be like the next congressional delegation in state houses choosing the president if somehow it aligns in that manner. Hopefully it doesn't, man, for all of us, but pretty crazy when you look at all those scenarios.
Wow. I'm telling you. Hold on for the ride. Well, so picture this, folks, and I'm sure this is happening, we know that the country's decisive, right? So my better half is Bridget likes Trump. Of course, I can't stand Trump, okay? So you know what we decided to do, Tommy?
What is that?
Listen to this. So on election night, folks, my cousins, okay, my cousin was the Secret Service guy for Jacqueline Kennedy, after John Kennedy got killed. So there's close ties there. And when we saw Mara up in Boston, Mara is the top person at the Kennedy Library. And they had a anniversary for JFK, right? So she sent us down some wine. So no matter who wins, we're going to open up that JFK bottle that night.
Got a plan. Stick to it. Perfect, man.
We got a plan, man. I'm telling you.
Because we might not even get the answers tomorrow night, man. That's what, as traders, you got to be ready for that. Because you just saw, those are 3 big states, man, that don't start counting those ballots until tomorrow. So that's always how it works, man. It's just that we got a different election this time with the president out there championing that it's going to be stolen if they're counted, but hopefully democracy prevails.
You know what? I'm going to have a bottle of whiskey too. You're right, Duffy. There's no doubt. Yeah, I think we'll do both. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Yeah, totally.
And you'll be in the Tiger's Den ready. Let's go.
Well, the thing is, I'm not even going to be loaded, man, because I'm going to be trading. That's the bottom line. The next 48 hours, man, hold on, folks, because, as we're talking, which is pretty wild, is that it's pretty cool what's happening right here, right now. I mean, the NQs, bottom line is that they started the morning at 150 up. They went down to 66. They went back up to 140. You're at 79. Whether you're a bull or a bear out here today, folks, the bottom line is that in both cases, you have plenty of room, on that spread to do well. So it's going to be probably...
We might get a 30-point trading range, man, from 32.90 to 33.20 in the S&Ps. We'll see. That's what it did this morning already.
I know, man. Yeah. Folks, this will slow down, and when it slows down, if you've been trading it, it's such a bummer when it slows down, because I remember when this happened in 2008, 2009. It was like a field day for about, 8 or 9 months, and then it slowed down. It's like, what? It only moves 5 S&P or 10 S&P points, man?
Sure.
That's like a bummer.
The cool thing is that with so much volatility around the market, at least cool in terms of traders, right? It's the economy and the volatility and the companies that are succeeding and the companies that are falling back. They're trying to price all that accordingly. It's so difficult that the volatility is probably here for a little while.
Yes.
Longer than usual. As this market, we find a whole new economy.
Where we're going to go right after the election, folks. Where are we going? Stimulus. Is it stimulus or not stimulus? That'll be the, If we could, we'll take this quote, Tom, and I bet we get on Wednesday morning, and it's like, okay, that's the news, that's out of the way.
What's happening, right?
Next thing is stimulus coming in or not?
Moving forward.
Dow's up 445, Nasdaq's up 88, S&Ps are up 42. We'll come right back.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Dow right now up 422. You get the Nasdaq up 81. S&Ps are up 39. You know what's interesting, Tom, is that, I heard this when you were on your show, too, is that the FANGs aren't moving, man. And inside of the market, the NDX, it's not like the NDX was up a huge amount, but the markets were up pretty good. And the NDX, the NQs are up 150 at one point, but you can see if Apple doesn't move, man.
You got Apple, Amazon in negative territory right now. Microsoft only up 0.2%. Yeah.
Yeah, that's you can see what runs. Oh, look at Amazon too. Amazon's going. Listen, look at this. Amazon's an ABC down. That blew away a B point of. Okay, so let's see where this one's going. So you get an A point. Okay, let's do this quick. Okay, so A point is 34.92. 34.92. I'm not going to do the last two digits, folks. Okay, the B point is 31.21. So that's a 371 A to B. The C point is 32.91. 32.91. That gives you 29.20. So that's another $8 down. 29.20. Yeah, that gives you the September lows, man.
Yep.
So you can see that it's a decisive break, folks. Amazon went down at 8.3 million versus 4.2. And now what's dangerous for Amazon is that at these swing lows, too, you get 8.8 million. So, could you imagine you get a stock trading at 3,001 and you do 8 million shares a day?
No.
That is some heavy, heavy numbers, man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, every 1,000 shares is $3 million in equity. So, yeah, big time, right?
Yeah, big time. Let's see. So we got a question, Tom. Can you describe the market dynamics and associated charts would develop as if it fades all day? See, my take, and I always go, folks, when I have ABC structures on the way down or the way up, I go with that ABC because to me, what happens is that it doesn't mean that they'll make them, but I like those ABC structures for more conviction. So I sold this market as soon as I got up. I thought it was heaven. It was a trader's paradise. And so the answer to your question, my take is I'm staying, the NQs I'm talking about in particular. And so my take is that the NQs are going to this ABC structure down. They've fulfilled every single ABC structure right from the ties. So there's no reason that I would turn around and say, okay, it's not going to happen this time. You know what I mean? The volatility will, you got to get used to the volatility. It's vicious. And, what does happen, which has been okay in this way down, but it's not okay sometimes, is that every time when I'm doing this, I'm flat at the end of the day. And what ends up happening is that so when you get that bump up, it's great. When you get the bump down, you can sit there and say, oh, my God, I can't believe it. I'm not in. Do you know what I mean? But
sure.
I think in this market, that's what you want to do, man.
Yeah, you don't know what's going to move markets right now, man.
Listen, I was in shock this morning that the NQs are up 150. I thought I was seeing things, and I was so happy because I was up so early. So I got to shake my cobwebs out of my head, and you know what I mean? Really?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Instead of just getting up, hitting the buttons, you know what I mean? It was like, okay. So, because it's every which way I'm looking at it. It's like I don't care whether it's the election, whether it's COVID. And in the bigger aspect, I'm really looking at that COVID, at that. Companies are going to make less money. My bigger thing, that's how, I'm just looking at it. And technically, it's saying it wants to get out, so we'll see.
Oh, I mean, the numbers, man, there's no denying. I mean, you look at the UK, right, what they're dealing with here. The UK has 66 million people. I had pulled it up. They're at 20,000 plus cases from nothing, barely. Under 1,000 cases a day they were at just over 2 months ago. In the U.S., stark numbers, man. You're seeing it. I pulled up. I'm not sure if you saw my...
I heard you on the way in, yes.
Where am I from Boston? 15 different areas from Boston. I think I closed it down. Going back to phase 1 versus phase 3, it basically means less people. The restaurant industry, man, you start cutting capacities. It's really hard to be open in any way when you got capacity limits. It really is, right? I mean, that's why, you can't just cut your business in half and run it. There's a lot of fixed costs that come that aren't your variable costs,
Yeah. Oh,
we all know. I'm just saying, it's just not how it works,
They have a tough time making money when they're full.
Exactly.
I mean, you're talking a whole different dynamic. And, of course, in the north, unfortunately, you're talking like cold weather's coming in. That makes a difference.
I was just going to add, what I do think about it, though, is that there's an element fighting here as we start to get, we're not at 3,550 anymore in the S&P. We're at 3,000. We're almost flat for the year. And at some point, man, time does fly. We are going to start to get some vaccine data results, man. And hopefully we get something good. And you'll see the market rocket if we have an efficacy that is good. Whatever that, it's a varying scale, right?
There's no doubt. Everyone wants to be out. Of course, we have this whole political thing going on, folks. Do you believe in it? Do you not believe in it? And, I don't care what you actually believe. That's up to you, okay? But the bottom line is that my take is that no matter what you believe, everyone wants to get out. You know what I mean? So, yes, if they come up with something, I'd expect that market to explode topside. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Saying that, okay, great, these places are going to be able to open again. People are going to be able to have a life again.
Exactly.
And, of course, we'll be talking about volatility for a while, and then the stimulus will be out there. And
it'll take time to mass produce those, even though they're ahead of the results, as in they're trying to build production capacity ahead of even knowing if they're going to work, because it's worth the gamble with so much at stake. It's still going to take a lot of time, man, to do it, to ship it, to administer it. You got to do 2 doses in a lot of these, so right away they're separated. But if we get the news of an efficacy that is dramatic, man, this market, and it should, because we're all, like you said, man. Can you imagine the first times that they have like concerts, like whatever it is, right? Festivals, all that.
I hope
stuff,
it's Pink Floyd. I'm going to go.
Sign me up. Whatever it is, exactly, man. Get me there, quick. Let's go. Call my Uber.
Okay, here, let's do this quick. We got to give, because there's going to be plenty of people. I think this is ABC structure on the Qs, 297.46. I think I know what this is about, because if people that even trade options, 271.13. Let me get you these numbers, 271.13. So what I'm doing here, folks, is the price projection on the N and then the NQs, minus 279.49, minus 279.49, 250. Yeah, 253.16 is the Q, 253.16. And remember, folks, if you are buying out of the money puts, most of the time that they go worthless, But but anyway, that's the price projection of the ABC down, because you also got to remember something, that there's a time element inside of that, So
well, I was just going to bring up on the Thinkorswim platform real quick, man. The expected moves, depending on when you go out, just going out 2 weeks. you're talking about a $17 move on the Qs.
There you go.
That brings it down to almost 252.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's as in very hard to make, especially with volatility levels priced in so high right now, for sure.
Exactly. Yeah. Dow's up 407, Nasdaq's up 98, S&P's up 41. We'll come right back.
Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as...
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step by step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. The printing presses are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The U.S. deficit has risen 200% in 1 year with no end in sight. The markets are looking for an additional stimulus bill to get us through this once-in-a-generation pandemic. There is no free lunch, folks. The more stimulus dollars put into the marketplace, the less your dollar is worth each and every day. This is the time to protect yourself with a portion of your portfolio in the metal market. The Gold Report comes out each Monday morning. I bisect and dissect the dollar, silver, gold, the XAU, and the HUI. The Gold Report is a long-term hedge against the dilution of your buying power. The U.S. has put more than $6 trillion into the marketplace in the last 6 months, with more expected in the next few months. The market did and does need the stimulus, but it will have long-term implications on our buying power. The Gold Report comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to TFNN.com and order the Gold Report now. Protect your buying power. Order the Gold Report now.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's are up 400, Nasdaq's up 93, S&Ps are up 39, and you can see we get divergence out here in the aspect of these indices, strength versus weakness. You know, the index take us all the way up, and the bottom line is that it's just weak out here today. You got the S&Ps up 1.3, Dow up 1.4, and composite up 0.8%. So. Maybe the market thinks it's going to break them all up.
Yeah, right. It is crazy, man. All the rhetoric talk, all the speculation, and we find out tomorrow what's going to happen, and then we all try and figure out how that impacts things going forward.
No doubt, no doubt. And dollar's hanging tough. This note and bond deal's so intriguing because we did break the August swing low again last week, folks, with conviction. And when you break with conviction, the bottom line is that that's saying where it wants to go. Every time it's trying to make it back inside the range again, 138.18. You hit 138.15 today. But I think they're expanding this range, man. I think they're just getting us used to it, like just a time frame, which would be cool. That's the bottom line. Is all the fast moves inside the currency or bond markets are what really kill markets and kill your psyche. If the Fed decided that we want to basically expand this to maybe 1% in the 10, maybe that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Close call, though.
Yes, right.
And
hey, how about let's end it with Bitcoin, man? Because Bitcoin, we just hit 14,000 for the first time, which peaked above June 24th of 2019. So Bitcoin pulling back a bit, but we got a 14,000 print on Bitcoin for the first time, and since it was like live right after futures.
Amazing. And 6 months ago, folks, it was 9,700. Stay right there, folks. Think of Swim coming up next. And I'm Mr. Basil Chapman, Steve Rhodes, Dave White. I'll be back this afternoon. Thanks, pal.
Thanks, man.